Ever wonder why your work feels meaningless? This theory can give you meaning in any circumstance and give you resilience in the darkest of times. The theory I'm talking about here is the theory of logotherapy, developed by an Austrian psychologist called Viktor Frankl way back in the 1940s. Sometimes it can feel like life has no meaning. Circumstances can be really hard to manage, and sometimes it can just be too much. Our efforts can be hard to bear if we don't have meaning or purpose behind them. Viktor Frankl described that human life is unique in the way that we get to choose how to ascribe meaning to the events in our lives. Viktor also described that people can endure any hardship as long as they have meaning. He provided this particular equation that said suffering without meaning is equal to despair. Now, taking that equation, let me give you a circumstance or a story of my own. I went over to Peru to trek through the mountains for 4 days in order to get down to Machu Picchu. Now, I'll tell you what, that trek was really hard. I've not done a trek like that before in my entire life. Quite a lot of elevation. Hey, some people say, hey, well, it's not that high. But it was very high for me. Getting dizzy, you're getting sick, you're getting nauseous, just trekking for 8 hours a day, sleeping out of your backpack in a tent, eating out of a little tin. And you're like, what am I doing this for? This is really hard work. But I described meaning to that trek because I was raising money for a local charity. I was doing a fundraising event. I was like, I need to get to the end of this trek. One, so I can witness the glory of Machu Picchu with my very own eyes. And also I can say that I raised that money for that charity. That meaning behind all of my effort gave me the drive and the purpose to really move forward and push past some of that pain I was feeling. An example of how this might relate to you every day is perhaps you're going and exercising and you're doing a big run or you're doing a gym session. It's like, oh my God, this is such a hard workout. But what am I doing it for? Am I doing it for my health? Am I doing it for the benefit that I'm going to feel afterwards? This particular purpose that you ascribe to the pain or the graft or the effort that you're putting in can really give the edge to punch you forward. So if you're suffering, make sure you ask yourself a question, what am I really doing this for? And if your suffering doesn't have meaning, maybe you can choose not to do that anymore if that's possible. But if it does have meaning, then if you ascribe that meaning to your pain and that suffering, that effort you're putting in, it's going to really allow you to push on forward. If this theory resonates with you and you like the way it sounds, make sure you follow this channel. We've got plenty more of these sorts of things. And also feel free to reach out if you want to talk to me directly and we can work together. All the details in the bio.